Next on Worcester News Tonight, the city signs a memorandum to allow self-driving cars on Worcester roads. How this could benefit the city. Plus, the nation's largest vitiligo conference happening this weekend in Worcester. What people with the condition want you to know. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Schaefer. Self-driving cars could be making their way to city roads. The city joined other communities signing a memorandum to allow testing of the vehicles. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us live now with more. Rosalind?
Brittany, places like Boston have already seen these self-driving cars, and now Worcester will too. Some people say they are excited for this new technology, while others are concerned. The streets of Worcester will soon have self-driving cars, navigating its hills and busy roadways.
We're trying to take a proactive approach to an industry that is coming into the city and into the state.
This week, Worcester joined more than a dozen other cities and towns signing a memorandum to allow testing of autonomous vehicles.
The opportunity here is for Worcester to continue to be an innovation hub, and with our colleges and universities, WPI in particular, you know, there's a synergy there that makes sense for us to embrace innovation and disruptive technology.
The technology has some excited for the future.
I like the advancement of it. I think it's going places.
But others have concerns.
Makes me a little nervous. I think that, you know, these are people's lives out there on the road and, you know, and loved ones.
The one thing that scares me the most is actually whether or not the technology can pick up small balls or frisbees or things like that that might end up going into the street in front of these cars.
It's unclear how many cars will be in the city or what company will operate them. The city says safety is a key element in this testing. Over the next few months, they will discuss with Mass DOT what locations will be best.
There is a lot of concern anytime there's something new, but we want to make sure that, you know, what happens in terms of the testing here in the city is done in a safe and reliable way.
Now, the city says they are still in the very beginning stages of these conversations, but do have to let the state know within 6 months which areas they think are the best. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The Massachusetts Attorney General announcing Friday afternoon she will sue President Donald Trump. She is joining a lawsuit with 11 other attorney generals over the Trump administration's no-tolerance immigration policy. This is the practice of separating children from their families after their parents were caught crossing the border illegally. In a statement Friday, Healy says it's our duty as a nation to protect children and keep families together. The Attorney General will argue the policy violates due process, equal protection, and federal law. It's hard to believe with all the rain we've had this spring, but Mother Nature is forcing the town of Holden to enforce water restrictions. The Holden Department of Public Works says they are currently in an abnormally dry period. There is no unauthorized outside water use between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. in town. We will get a look at our local forecast in a few minutes to see if the much-needed rain is heading our way. A beloved guidance counselor at Grafton Middle School passed away in March from a rare disease. Now, a student at the school is organizing a fundraiser to raise money for research. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with her today. She has the details. Chandler?
Brittany, Julie Flynn's friends and family remember her as an incredible woman who was always laughing, dancing, and full of life. So it only makes sense a fundraiser in her memory is a festival of hope. Julie Flynn lived every day to the fullest. Despite suffering from a rare disease called von Hippel-Lindau syndrome, or VHL.
Which is a genetic disease where your body grows multiple tumors. Some of them are cancerous and some of them are not.
Flynn was diagnosed at 13 years old. She had dozens of surgeries, including 6 on her brain, before she passed away from liver cancer caused by the disease. Maggie Warfield was her best friend since the 4th grade and says Flynn was inspiring.
Never ever was she why me. It was all rising above every challenge and being a better person.
I love you, my BFF.
Warfield's daughter, Rosie, says Flynn was like an aunt to her. She was also her guidance counselor at Grafton Middle School. So when Rosie was assigned a community service project for school, she wanted to honor Flynn with a festival of hope.
She was just a great role model for me and for other kids. She was truly inspiring. She always had a positive smile on her face. She was the heroine of her own story.
Hope was Flynn's medicine. Those close to her say she didn't let VHL hold her back, and most people didn't even know she was sick. The Festival of Hope will raise money for the VHL Alliance and remind everyone to live like Julie.
She lived, laughed, loved all the time.
Unconditional love for everything, a positive spirit.
Be able to open up your arms and your heart to other people when there's so much going on inside of you. You know, that was the type of person she was.
The Festival of Hope is tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Grafton High School. There will be raffles, food, and games. All proceeds will go to the VHL Alliance in Flynn's memory. Brittany?
What a great cause. Thank you, Chandler. The city's golf course is introducing a Caddie program this summer. It not only gives jobs to Worcester High School students, but it can also set them up for a college scholarship. The Francis We Met Scholarship Fund gives out thousands of dollars in scholarships to students who have worked as golf caddies or in the pro shop. Green Hill Golf Course is working with the Worcester Youth Connects to hire inner city students and offer them a fun weekend job. Head golf professional Matthew Moisen says they've already hired 15 high school aged kids.
Our hope is that, you know, the kids will come here, they'll like it, they'll stay for a couple of years. When they're ready to go off to college, the people at Francis We Met kind of have our kids in their radar, and we really hope that, that they move on and use this place for their advantage.
Those students are currently being trained and will start on June 23rd. Hundreds of people from around the nation and from 8 different countries have made their way to the city for the 3rd annual Vitiligo conference. It's being held at UMass Memorial Medical Center, where doctors are working on finding a cause and cure every day. Preparations are underway for the nation's largest vitiligo conference. It brings doctors and people with the condition together to support one another.
We have a 317 people attending, I think, and they're coming from 8 countries around the world, and that doubles the attendance last year.
Vitiligo is an autoimmune disorder where areas of a person's skin lose pigmentation. Dr. John Harris says 1 in 100 people get the disease, and there's no cure.
Run a lab, trying to understand what causes vitiligo, develop better treatments, and ultimately looking for a cure.
Kimberly Boyd was diagnosed with vitiligo in her 50s and says it's been an emotional journey.
I was in a wedding 2 weeks ago, and the first thing I thought was to cover my face because I'm going to stand in front of 250 people that I don't know, and so I didn't want that attention.
You get the stares and things like that, and I would rather you come up and talk to me than to not, you know, just stare and be scared.
Barbara Hamilton says the recent spotlight on vitiligo is much different than 10 years ago.
When you see people who are becoming cover girls and being models and to embrace their vitiligo, it's so important.
Dr. Harris says a big focus of the conference is to raise awareness, and with the growth every year, he says it's happening.
Recognize it as a disease and as an important condition that requires support and encourage people who have it. They get bullied a lot, they get stared at a lot, but the good news is that we're going to make things better soon.
A new slimming technology from Paris has made its way to the U.S., and Worcester is home to one of 2 in New England. The CryoSkin 2.0 is at Salon 101 in downtown Worcester. The non-invasive treatment can slim, tone, and reduce cellulite. The metal device first applies heat and then cold to the desired area. The half-hour procedure uses below freezing temperatures to freeze and kill fat cells.
Between -8 degrees and -18 degrees, so we're permanently killing them fat cells. They cannot reproduce themselves, so once the fat is gone, it's gone.
Salon 101 owner Amy Grady says there is no downtime and the technology has been popular in Worcester.
There and say, hey, look at us, you know what I mean? We're innovative, we're the pioneers in, you know, recovery technology between the CryoSkin, you know, having the only I'm still the only one in Worcester here with the cryotherapy. I love bringing Worcester, you know, to the map.
Grady says she has seen her patients lose up to 2 inches in one treatment, but is recommended to have 3 to 5 sessions. If you're looking for a sweet treat this weekend, you'll want to be at Elm Park. The group's Children's Friend is hosting the 2018 Big Dipper fundraiser this Saturday. The ice cream festival will offer unlimited ice cream for $5 or less, but organizers say there will be much more than just ice cream. There will be several performances, including a magician, clown, dance team, and many kid-friendly activities. Children's Friend Vice President expects thousands to be in attendance.
Family day, I think, in Worcester. It's so much fun because it's not just about ice cream, although both grown-ups and kids love the ice cream. It's entertainment all day and moonwalks and face painting and hot dogs and hamburgers and all kinds of games, both for kids and adults.
All proceeds will help Central Massachusetts families give better lives for children. The event starts at 10:30 and runs until 5:30. You can catch our Andy Lacombe dishing out ice cream as a celebrity scooper.